and welcome to class. Today's class is going to be all about building the heat into our body, working on our strength, working on our core. There's going to be an arm balance in there. Obviously, it's always just an option. And the goal of this practice is to leave you feel energized and ready to face you whatever is ahead of you. If all of that sounds good, let's hop on the mat and get started. Today we're going to start in a seated position. So get comfy, cross your legs or bring one leg in front of the other, place a block underneath your sitting bones, find whatever works for you here. We're going to spend just a few moments trying to connect to our breath, closing the eyes, bringing the hands on your knees, palms facing up. And really taking advantage this moment to shift your awareness to the present moment, to now. Arrive on the mat. Leave at the door any trouble, any worries. They're always gonna be there later, so switch off and connect to yourself. With every inhale, we're filling up the belly, the chest, and we're exhaling all the way out. Trying to keep this connection with your breath throughout the whole practice, even when some transitions, some poses become a bit challenging. Remember to always come back to your breath. We're going to take 2 big breaths together, inhaling in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. One more inhaling and sigh out. Letting any tension go. Letting go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. We're going to gently blink the eyes open here. We're going to bring the palms onto our knees. We're going to inhale to bring the chest forward, finding a little arch, maybe even looking up. And exhale to start rotating all the way towards the right, the back, rounding up the spine, moving towards the left, and coming back through center. And moving through a few of these circle rotations of your torso, starting to wake up your body. You can move as slow or as quickly as you like. But really focusing on the movement, on how your body's feeling while you're moving this way. Trying to avoid moving just because I'm leading you, just because I said so. But really feels, how is my body feeling in this kind of rotation? Does it feel stiff? Does it feel soft? Do I like it? Why don't I like it if not? Just a few more, switching direction if you haven't already. Staying connected to your breath. And noticing maybe how your body is getting a little bit more open with every circle you take. And then we're gonna come back forward and just move back. Inhale to find a gentle bend, looking up. Exhale to tuck the chin to the chest and round the spine. One more time. And exhale back. Coming back through center. We're going to do just a couple of rotations with the shoulders as well. Bringing them all the way up towards the ears and down. And switching direction. Up and exhale to release them. And one last time. And release down. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna inhale to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale to melt them down into a cactus shape. And stay here. From here, we wanna inhale in and exhale strong and fast as you twist. Inhale to come back through center and exhale to twist. And again, inhale, twist, exhale, inhale, twist, exhale. And moving through a few of these twists with your breath as fast as you can. So inhale, and slowly release down. Beautiful. Feeling the heat in our body already. Feeling our core engaged. Taking just a moment to reset yourself. And then from here, we're gonna start walking the hands forward, trying to keep the hips grounded to begin with. Coming into a forward fold. Inhale to come halfway up, finding a long spine. Keeping that length, then you're gonna walk the hands maybe a little bit further. Trying to avoid rounding the back, so maybe you're all the way up here. That's still good. You're feeling the stretch, you're lengthening your back. That's perfect, that's what we want. So from here you have two options. You can keep walking the hands forward, so your legs lift and you can come into your tabletop position. If it doesn't feel comfortable, just slowly come all the way back up, bring the legs together and roll over. We're all gonna meet into all fours. We're gonna bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. We're gonna inhale to find your bend, push the chest open, lift the sternum. Exhale to draw the chin to the chest and round the spine up towards the ceiling. Just a few cat-cow here. Beautiful. Staying connected to your breath. And then we're gonna come back through center, finding a neutral spine here. We're gonna inhale to bring the right arm forward. Exhale, the left leg reaches back, engaging the foot, flexing the toes down towards the ground. Wrapping everything into the midline, so we keep pressing no matter way. We're not just sinking down, everything is active. Inhale here. Exhale to draw the elbow and knee into your core center. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch in the middle. Inhale, extending. Exhale. Engage the core, push the mat away. Inhale and exhale. One last time, we're gonna inhale, exhale, and this time we're gonna hold it here. And then with your next exhale, we're gonna release down. Beautiful. Give a shake to your wrist, to your shoulders if you need to. And we're gonna move on to the opposite side. From here, I'm gonna scooch just a little bit forward so I don't keep kicking the plant. We're gonna inhale to reach that left arm forward, the right leg back. Finding your alignment, pressing the mat away. Staying strong here. Inhale, exhale, elbow and knee to your core. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale. Inhale to extend. Exhale to draw everything in. Two more times. Inhale to extend. Exhale, engaging the core, pressing the mat away. One last time. Exhale. Hold it here. And then release everything down. Beautiful. Come sit on your heels. Give a shake to your wrist. Maybe even making a fist. Find a few rotation on one side and then the other. Beautiful. Shake it. And then come back into your tabletop position. From here, we're gonna tuck the toes under and push the sitting bones all the way up into a downward dog. It might be your first downward dog of today, or maybe just of this practice. Either way, we're gonna take a few stretches here before to find stillness. So we're gonna bend one knee, then the other. Any movement that can help you then find comfort in stillness, take it. And then we're gonna take just a few breaths in stillness. Pressing evenly through hands and feet, spreading the fingertips wide. And then from here, we're gonna start walking the feet all the way towards the top of the mat. Keeping the feet hip distance apart. And a bend into the knees. Head is heavy. Relax the neck. Grabbing hold of opposite elbows and finding a gentle sway from side to side, releasing and decompressing the spine. And then releasing the head down, bending the knees even deeper and start to roll the spine all the way up, coming into mountain pose. Palms facing forward, feeling your balance, your stability through the feet. From here, we're gonna inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to release in a forward fold, all the way down, neck is relaxed. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale to plant the hands into the mat, step back into your plank. From here, we're gonna start with supported chaturanga. Release the knees onto the ground, tap the tailbone under, bend the elbows and start lowering your body in one strong straight line. Inhale to find your back bend. Maybe it's baby cobra, maybe you're lifting into cobra, keeping the legs active. Exhale to push yourself back and all the way up, downward facing dog. A few breaths here, feeling your body lengthening and strengthening at the same time. Finding that external rotation into your upper arm, so we're creating more space between shoulders and ears. Last big breath here. Pushing the sitting bones high. And then we're gonna bend the knees, look forward, step one foot and then the other to the top of the mat. Release. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to release down. And then slightly bend the knees, reach the arms wide and all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale down at heart center. From here, we're gonna bring the big toes together, heels slightly apart, bend the knees, swipe the arms up. Finding chair pose. Engaging your core, staying connected to your breath. Maybe we lower down a bit more and a bit more. Bringing all the weight back onto your heels. See if you can lift all 10 toes from the ground. One last big breath here. And exhale to release everything into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale to release. Plant the hands, step or jump back into your plank. Taking your vinyasa. This time full chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend. Exhale to push back. Downward facing dog. From here, the right leg reaches back up high. Inhale here. Exhale to bring the knee towards the nose into your chest. Inhale to reach all the way back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. And one last time, inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. This time we're gonna hold it here. Pressing the mat away. And then step the right foot forward, bring it between your hands. And lift all the way up into high lunge. Finding the alignment of the both hips facing forward, that front knee over the ankle, softening the shoulders. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna inhale, exhale to melt the arms and the back knee, but to just over the ground, not to touch. Inhale to extend, exhale to melt down. Inhale up. exhale down. And one last time, we're gonna inhale to extend, exhale to melt everything. Inhale to come back up, bringing the hands into prayer, heart center, and shift the chest forward, the torso forward. Bring it 45 degrees from the ground. And from here, we're gonna keep reaching forward, taking as many steps with your left leg, coming into your warrior three. Trying to keep the torso parallel to the ground, this hip squared, the foot, the back foot flexed and very active. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna bend both knees, bringing the left behind the right, coming into a squat, and then extend back into your warrior three. Inhale, exhale to squat. Inhale to extend, and exhale one last time. Inhale to extend, and now with as much control as possible, bending that front knee, we're gonna release the foot down onto the mat, coming back into our high lunge, and then pivoting the back foot parallel to the short side of the mat, extending your arms, coming into your warrior two. Lowering the hips, bringing the knee in line with the toes, in line with your ankle. From here, we're gonna bring the hands behind our back, interlace the fingertips together. Inhale to lift the sternum. Exhale to release down into your humble warrior. Bringing the hands above your head, towards the ground. Breathe in here. And start pushing yourself all the way back up, opening your arms parallel to the ground, warrior two. From here, we're gonna extend that front leg, inhale to reach forward, exhale to find triangle pose. And here we really want to try to keep the torso in line with our heels. The top hand is active, it's like you're pressing against the wall. And here you have an option to stay where you are. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, then bring the arms alongside your ears into a cone shape. And you'll notice how much more you're working with your core. It's hard to talk. One last breath. And then we're gonna bend that front knee, bringing the elbow over the thigh and circling that left arm all the way above your head. Here, again, you can stay as we are. You can release that hand, that right hand down onto the ground. You can find a block in front of your foot. Or maybe you go for a full bind version by bringing that right arm underneath your shoulder and grasping your left wrist. One last big breath here. And then we're going to release the bind if we add it. We're going to look down and we're going to start pivoting that right foot parallel to the left, coming into a wide-legged shape. We're going to inhale to come halfway up, finding a long spine. Exhale to release all the way down. Trying to keep, once again, a length into your spine, to your back. Bringing the wrist underneath the shoulders. So walk your hands back if they need to. If you're not touching the ground, that's also good. It's also fine. You're still working. And then we're gonna start to come all the way up and walking all the way towards the back of the mat, towards your left foot, gently pivoting both hips and feet. We're gonna step back and take a vinyasa, lower into chaturanga. Inhale to find your back bend. Exhale to push back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, the left leg reaches back up high. Inhale. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Engaging the core, pushing the mat away. Inhale, back up high. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Inhale, back. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, back. And exhale, this time we're gonna hold it here. Creating a dome shape with your upper back. And then stepping that left foot forward, lifting up into high lunge. Taking a moment to adjust your alignment, to adjust your shape. Bringing both hips to face forward, softening the shoulders down, engaging the core. And from here, we're gonna inhale, exhale to melt down. Remember, we're trying not to have that back knee touch the floor, but just to over. Exhale, back. Inhale to extend. 2 more times, exhale to lower. Inhale up. One last time. And inhale up. Bringing the hands into prayer heart center and the chest forward. Lift it from that front thigh. Ooh. And then we're gonna keep leaning forward until that right leg lifts. Coming into a warrior 3. Standing strong onto your left leg. Torso parallel to the ground, the back foot is active. Inhale. Exhale to bend both knees, bringing the right behind the left. Inhale to extend. Exhale. Woo. To melt down. Embracing clearly all the shakes and wobbles. 2 more times. And reaching back. And one last time. I think we did one more time then the other side, but that's good. From here, with as much control as possible, we're gonna start releasing that back foot down, lifting up into high lunge, and exhale to pivot the back foot, bringing the arms parallel to the ground, maybe wiggling that foot forward if you need to widen your stance, softening the shoulders. And from here, we're gonna bring the hands behind our back, interlace the fingertips together, lift the sternum. Exhale to release down into your humble warrior, bringing the arms all the way overhead towards the ground in front of you. Feeling the chest and the shoulders opening, that front thigh working. And then we're gonna start pushing our hands back, lifting ourselves up. Finding warrior 2. Inhale to extend that front leg, reach forward. Exhale to find triangle pose. Once again, trying to keep the torso in line with your heels. So the aim is not for the hands necessarily to touch the ground, but for the work, for the core to work, and for your side body to be open. Again, you have the same options here. You can stay as you are, or you can bring both arms alongside your ears. One last breath. And then we're gonna bend that front knee, bringing the elbow over the thigh and circling that right arm all the way above head. Extended side angle. And here you have, once again, the same option. You can stay as you are, you can bring that left hand onto the ground, or maybe you find a full bind here. Keeping the chest open, that front knee bent. Looking up. And then we're gonna release the bind if we had it. And start pivoting that left foot parallel to the right, coming back into our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to release down. This time we're bringing the hands all the way behind our back, interlace the fingertips together, and bring the hands all the way forward. Once again, we're working in opening our shoulders, opening our chest. 2 more breaths here. Then we're gonna release the hands, bring them back towards your sacrum, and then release them. And then start walking all the way towards the top of the mat, pivoting both feet, stepping back into your plank, and take your vinyasa. Lowering down, chaturanga, pushing up, upward facing dog. Exhale to push back, downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna roll the spine forward, tucking the chin to the chest, and then release it once in plank, adjusting eventually your stance for the shoulders to be over the wrist. From here, we're gonna inhale to reach forward, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to push back up, and back, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, rolling forward, plank position. Reach forward, exhale, chaturanga. Push up, downward facing dog. And one last time, coming forward into plank. Reach forward once again, lower down into your chaturanga, push back up, and downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathe in here. From here, we can step or jump the feet onto the outside of our hands, coming into Yogi Squat Malasana. Bringing the elbows to push gently the knees open, the hands into prayer, heart center, lifting the sternum, keeping our chest open. And here we have an option to have a little play with crow. If it's not in your practice, if you don't feel to practice it, just take one more vinyasa or take a child pose to reconnect to your breath, whatever feels good for your body. We're gonna bring the hands down onto the mat, wrist underneath the shoulders. And here you have 2 options. You can either widen your arms, bring the knees above your elbows, lean forward. The trick is always lean forward, don't lean down. Stay connected to your breath and then lift one foot, then maybe the other. Or maybe just plain lifting one foot, release it down and then the other. Or if your hamstrings are quite loose, then you can bring the knees as close to your armpits. And then once again, you're leaning forward instead of down. And you're lifting both feet. Have a little play. Take 5 breaths into the pose if you're taking crow. And then when you're ready, just release your bum down onto the mat. Bring the soles of the feet down on the ground. Grab hold of the back of the thighs, lift up, finding bow pose, releasing the hands forward. If you can keep the alignment of the core engaged, the chest open, the sternum lifting, maybe your legs lift straight, maybe they stay as they are. Inhale here, exhale to start lowering down, lower back, not to touch, the legs don't touch the mat. And inhale to come back up into your boat pose. Exhale to release down and come back up. Exhale 2 more times, release down and come back up. And one last time, boat pose. And then this time with control, we're releasing all the way down. We made it to the mat. Hopefully feeling as sweaty as I do and as warm. Bringing the knees into your chest, give them a big squeeze. Maybe finding a gentle rock from side to side. Opening your legs wide, grabbing hold of the outside edge of your feet. Happy baby. And again, you can stay in stillness or sway from side to side if it feels good. Then release your feet. Give your knees one big squeeze. And then bring both knees towards the right side. Coming into a twist. trying to keep both shoulders onto the ground. Looking towards the left if it feels good for the neck, closing the eyes. Coming back through center, bringing the knees into your chest and all the way towards the left. And once again, we're trying to keep the shoulders down onto the mat. Once again, the knees come into your chest. One more big squeeze. Taking any last movement you feel the need to take. And then we're going to release the legs long, palms facing up. Getting ready for our last pose, Shavasana. Letting go of any tension, letting go of any effort, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Just let it wash over you. Keeping your eyes closed. Enjoy your Shavasana.